All right, it's May 17th, 2021, and I'm not going to go through the whole garden for this video. I'm going to talk mainly about the cucumbers and sunflowers. So you can see the tallest sunflowers. They are about 9 feet at this point. I would say they probably have another 2 weeks before they head. And as much as I can't wait to see it, I wish they would just keep growing. So I do like to grow my sunflowers and my cucumbers together because the sunflowers make the cucumbers sweeter, and it also offers them something to climb. So you can see here, all those little tendrils are just looking for something to climb, and they don't have anything. I will try to train them to grow up the cucumber, or to grow up the sunflowers, or I'll have to add another cage. The spots you see on the leaves, before I get any comments, I sprayed 2 days ago an organic fungicide on them just in case, for good measure, and it sticks, so that's what you see. So for instance, when I talk about the cucumbers growing up the sunflowers and how they work together, that is the cucumber, and see how the tendrils are growing up the sunflower leaf, and that cucumber plant is not even in that container. They just look for something and they grow up it. Look at that thing. Oh, I just love them. And so I like when they grow up the sunflowers, and if I time it just right, they'll keep growing up the sunflowers and they'll grow up and not out, which is good because then you don't have to keep widening your garden space. Looking at, you might need to take some Dramamine. Looking for, there's a good cucumber. And oh, here's a nice little group of them. Oopsie. So like I've said before, the sunflowers do sweeten up your cucumbers a lot. I don't grow sunflowers with anything else because they tend to have like a negative effect in the soil of other vegetable plants, but with cucumbers they work particularly well for both reasons. They work as a trellis system, but they also make the cucumbers sweeter. So these are my tallest ones right now. And then I have some other sunflowers started, and they are about 2 feet tall at this point. I might try to drag them over for these for these cucumbers, which are the ones in previous videos I've talked about. They're the ones that were drowning in the backyard, like completely underwater, and I pulled them out and they have come back. And 3 weeks ago, these guys were only about 4 inches tall, so they're doing really well. But even so, see this guy, he's just looking for something to climb. And this one too. So depending on how fast these cucumbers start growing, which they are actually growing about 2 inches a day, I might just be able to drag them over in front of these cages and let them grow up together. But like everything in gardening, it's just a constant experiment, so we'll see. The other thing I was going to talk about, this will never make it inside, by the way. I'm going to eat it as soon as I'm done with this video. The other thing I was going to talk about in this video is why I stand out here with my hose and I water. Several of my caring friends have asked, why don't I just put a sprinkler on the garden and I wouldn't have to work so hard? 2 reasons. One, I don't like to get the leaves of my vegetable plants wet, unless it's rain, and that's just nature. They're just better off if they stay dry. Two, if I put a sprinkler on these kind of spring, summer garden vegetables, like the squash, like the cucumbers and sunflowers, all that would happen is the grass around the ground cover would grow really fast, because most of the water will just run off of the leaves and hit the grass and not get too deep down into the pots, into the root systems like I need it to. So those are why. I just stand here with the hose, and it's very therapeutic for me to stand here with the hose and water, as much as I complain about it sometimes. I know that the water's going where it needs to, and I'm not just watering the grass. What's the other thing I was going to tell you? It's during harvest season, so all these semis are going to get taters. So what was the other thing I was going to tell you? I can't remember now. It'll come to me right after I'm done with this video. But they look really good. I'll give you an update about the rest of it later. I just wanted to talk about the sunflowers and the cucumbers growing together and show you that they really do, in fact,